Okay, good. So not many people have done the homework. So, see, here's the thing, right? You need to change the name here because I don't know who has done, right? Because here you have one, I'm using just one, ID, but in the real time, you will be having your own ID, okay? Okay, so what happens, right? So you cannot see here, you can hide everything what you want. You say nobody knows, you do whatever you want, but in real time, you really can't hide because the moment you do something, the whole team or whole company knows what you have done. Okay, so because it just shows your name, directly here itself. Okay, so where does it shows? You see this owner, that will be your name. So so always make sure you do it right at the first time. Okay, so I mean, okay, so I would have expected a little more test cases. Okay, so let's go to the defect section. Okay, I'm glad like you guys didn't delete my result. That's, I'm happy for that. So never mind. Last time you guys deleted my whole result, and I was having a hard time to explain to you to other people, right? So, so at least you guys made use of it. That, happy for that. Okay, so don't delete anything if you want to write. Because of course at the end of the day you are not deleting anyone's work. Make sure you don't delete it because it's they also have in the client places, right? You also have, you cannot delete anyone's work, right, directly. Either you need to put it into a different folder or put it directory or something. You need to follow the policies. Okay, so I hope everyone has got email. I sent an email, right? You guys see, here's the thing, you cannot just depend on me, right? That's the reason I'm giving you recordings. Okay, here's the thing. Look at this, I've given email. I hope everyone has this email. As I told you, whoever didn't get by 4 p.m., you have to reach out to me. Okay, so I'll just keep giving this email. Okay, you have to go through this recording because the reason, because I understand some people don't understand at first, and some people having the sound issues, right, audio issues, and some people, so it is a lot of things are happening. So you have to make sure you align with that particular issues, right? All the issues cannot be solved obviously because you don't have proper resources, you don't have proper work, a lot of things. So all the issues will not be solved. So you have to work from your side. You have to do from your side too. Okay, so you have to make sure go through this recording. Okay, so in brief, I'll be going through what we have done yesterday. So yesterday we have created test cases. Okay, this was a test case, and go to the action. You create this new test case. Once you create this test cases, again, as I told you, you have to follow this process. You need to create for positive scenario, negative scenario, and boundary values. This is how this is what I should. Since we cannot exceed certain limit of test cases, okay. It's not like hard and fast rule that we need to write only 10 test cases, 15 test cases. But as per my experience, I would not go beyond 20 test cases because I need to test this application. It should not be more than 20, or based on the project, it should not go beyond that. Why? Because efficiency decreases. If you are spending more time in writing test cases, you cannot execute your test cases in time. So that's the reason we need to keep it short and simple. Okay, so we wrote the test cases. Here it is. And if you guys have access to this, you can look at this test cases. I hope everyone have access. By yesterday, I think I gave the access, right? So let's see here. Okay, so everyone has access. No big deal. Okay. Um, So look through this, okay? Follow these instructions, and try to see these instructions, what I'm trying to say, okay? And follow that one, so you can you're able to write the test cases. Okay, so let's go pretty quick here to defect section. Today we'll explore. Any questions? Any questions on this? So that's how we created a test cases. You just need to go to this particular module. Okay, this is test case module, and go to the action in the new test case, and then you need to start writing your test cases. Okay, that is just a brief, but if you are really looking for in detail explanation, I would recommend to go through this recording, because we have already done that, and and if you have a hard time of audio issue, then I would say you can go ahead and look to the better audio quality which I'm giving. Okay, good. So here you see this better audio quality, and you can try this one. Okay, so that should suffice. Okay, and also make sure, right? This is nothing. When you go into the project, right, you'll be having a lot more issues than this. Okay, this is nothing. You are able to hear it properly. Everything is good here. The moment the workplace is pretty different, okay, so you need to align yourself based on the issues, because they're not going to solve every issues. You know what, let me tell you my story. I used to open almost okay, let's say 6 defects, okay, in 1 week. So it's kind of 1 defect per day, okay, let's say I had an average, and my defects were completely rejected. And mind you, that was the production issues. That means customer were not able to log in. Let's say you are able to log in, right? Let's say Bank of America. You're able to log in into your website. Now that production issues were not resolved. So you understand how much hard time the customers would be having when you don't able to log in. You call the customer care and they don't respond. A lot of things, right? And they still, that was not fixed. So you need to align yourself. Okay, this is not happening, so what the next we can do? Okay, this is a good video. Okay, we'll just take a good video. So that's how you need to align with the issues. Okay, not all issues will be solved. Okay, just you need to remember this, because in our job we have to do our job. That's opening the defects and submitting as as many as can, and make sure the application is good. That's you need to follow. Okay, so let's go here. Somebody's created task. That's good. Yeah, just you can try practicing this. Once you get used to this, we can. I'll be giving you homework too, so you'll have some better idea of using this too. Okay. Now again, this is thing I keep telling. Don't get addicted to this tool. Okay. You say no. I know only Rally now. I cannot use any other tool. Now you are limiting yourself to get a job. So that's what limits yourself, right? Now you cannot say just I just know Rally. You know everything, because I told you how to create a test cases. Today I'll be giving you introduction how to open a defects. So don't just stick to one thing. No, I know only Rally. No, I don't know Zephyr. I don't know ClearQuest. So you are limiting yourself to get a job, right? Because if you are not trying to learn, if you're not trying to learn more, so you are actually trying to limit yourself. Sure. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. Email me. Email would be a better option. I'll respond to you, with the screenshots or whatever, or I can also, you can call me. Okay, so let's go back to our defect section. So this is the defect section. This is the module here. These are the various modules, right? And let's say I want to create a defect. Let's say I found an issue, right? Let's go back. What is our issue here? Now let's say I'll take Gym Online. Okay, the shipping address, right? We had an issue with that, remember? So now what happened, right? Okay, let's say I have confirmed with my lead, and my lead said, yes, that's an issue. You can open this defect. Okay, my lead confirmed it because I took a screenshot and sent to my lead. I said, you know what? I wrote to my lead saying that, hey, you know what? So this is what I'm getting here. And your lead said, okay, go ahead and open the defects. Now I'm going to open a defect. Okay, so remember one thing, just because you found some issue on the web application or any other thing doesn't mean it's an issue. You need to coordinate. Okay, you need to reconfirm or you confirm with someone else who is experienced guy like lead, a manager, or developer, or architect, or whoever is responsible for this. Okay, so you need to check with them. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I'll be sending one more access. I'll be giving you one more access that is for Jira. So you know what? That's how the test management tool. So I'll be giving you access for that too. So and if you want, I can give many other tools too. Like TFS, Team Foundation Server. But let's hold on to that. Okay, we'll discuss that later. We'll be moving this one. Okay. So yeah, I'll be giving you access to one more tool too. Okay, so here now what I'll be just naming convention is important here. I'll put shipping and handling fee, and you know what? I'll just put what is a project here, Geom Online, and I'll just put as this is not really required, but if you are opening any critical issue or production issues, you want to use that star mark. It's like it's I use it. It doesn't have to you have to use it, but this is how I use it because I want to get an attention of my developer saying that you know what, this is a production issue. You need to fix this. This is very priority, and all my test cases are blocked because of this issue. So please look into this. So that's why I use this star mark. Okay, otherwise it's really not required unless you want to. It's a critical issue or production issue, you want to use it. Okay, so here now this is the defect state, and also make sure this module is very small, right? It's a defect state and doesn't you think you might ignore it saying that you know what, I don't care about it, but this is very really sometimes plays a major role. For example, when you submit a defect, it should not be in submit state, it should be in open state. You have to remember that. Okay, if there's nothing like you forgot something. Let's say if you open a defect, let's say you have opened defect and it was in submitted status, right? You open a defect and it's a submitted status, and 1 week, it has been 1 week, and you forgot about this, right? And you never cared what's the defect about because you were busy in the other projects and a lot of projects were going on. Now it has been 1 week, this issue was not fixed. You'll get a call. You'll get a call from your boss. Hey, you know what? Can you stop by at my desk? Your boss calls you and wants to ask why this defect is submitted status. So the very next question from your boss will be why this defect is why not in open status? Okay. Now you don't have an answer. Simply you cannot say I forgot. Being an experienced candidate, you cannot say such kind of answers. It's really not a really excuse. Okay. I forgot. No, that's really not an answer. Okay. So now the whole burden is on you. So how you are going to explain it? Okay. So that's the reason you need to always remember if you're working current project, you need to put this open status. Unless submitted status only most of the time is for if you're opening for future projects and you don't want to open as a defect, you want to just put it for yourself or you're remembering that that submitted status would be useful. Otherwise, always when you're working in current project, it should be in open status. Okay, so that's the defect state. And then we go to say schedule. Okay, this is mine. Defect section is completely owned by tester, and of course the owner of the defect is developer, but you are responsible for creating all this information for your developer to understand. So you want to put it as in progress. Status, I just put it ready. If it is blog, you need to really give a reason why it is blog. That's why this is red color. It is mandatory. Now you're not going to blog this for this really you need to have some really good reason to blog the defects. Okay. because it has to come from developer saying that we don't have, it is not ready yet, and if it is not ready, how are you going to proceed with the test cases? So that will be a big issue. Okay, that will be followed up with the managers, not just managers, but also the company directors, test directors, and developer directors, and why this issue has been blocked and how it can be resolved. So that will be a bigger issue there. So make sure you use it appropriately. You cannot use it just just like that. And plan estimate. So this is more of a developer point of view, how much they want to, how they are going to work. So this is their, responsibility to add this information here. This is also disabled, so we cannot change anything here. Okay, and the owner. Remember, the owner of the defect is always a developer, not a tester. Okay, because here what we are trying to create is defect, not a test case. So owner of the test case is the tester, but owner of a defect is actually the developer. I mean, yeah, developer in sense can be anyone, right? I'm not just in saying the whole sense. It can be developer. If you open the issue in the document, it could be business analyst. If you open some, something in the ETL point of view, then the architect. So a lot of people is involved. So if I'm saying the developer, that means in sense of complete project. Okay, so a lot of people will be involved in the project. So okay, so a description. This is important thing when you want to write the description here. I would recommend always to use screenshot. No matter your experience, no matter your 100 years experience, I don't care. If you are not putting the screenshots here, you are not really doing anything. Okay, because the developer will not understand it. If developer will not understand, they simply ignore the issue. And if this is ignored, you need to follow up a lot with the developer. Developer really says, no, I don't have time for your issues. Please go away. Okay, so that will be your answer. Your developer will be saying, I don't have time to work this. I'm working on production issues. I really don't have time. Okay, now you really don't have any choice. So that's the reason, be as detail as possible. I mean detail in sense relating to the project. Okay, now here let's say here. So when I'm trying to order, shipping and handling fee is showing as $5. Okay, now for more information, okay, and let's see here, how can we take a screenshot here? Let's say this is issue and I take a screenshot, just print screen option in your system, and once I use this, so I use Paint, or you can use technically anything. Okay, don't have to be a Paint, or don't have to be MS Word or MS Excel. Whatever suits your convenience, you can use that. What will I do is first highlight my issue. Where actually is my issue? I'll be highlighting that. Let's see here. My issue is with this, so I'm just using this red color sketch, and I'm just using this option just to. Okay, I'll use this too. So, remember, this is also different. You see this 1997. So you are also showing that one too, because it should be fixed. Otherwise. Okay. Okay, good. I see this. Okay, now we have taken a screenshot. That's good here. And what will I do is, okay, now I'll just append my screenshot in this page. And Okay, good. And once I do that, okay, good. Now it's showing up here. You see this? Now my screenshot has been added to here, and now developer. Now whenever this goes to the developer, now developer will understand completely where actually the issue is. Now they will tell you, no, this is really not my job. This is an ETL job because it's coming from the backend process. So unfortunately, I'm not going to fix this. Right? That's what the developer says to you. Now you need to see if the developer is good, you're good, but okay. If the developer is good, you're good. But if developer will not help you to reach out to other developer, you need to figure it out. What's the issue here, and then okay. So yeah, somebody asked a question, right? What's the difference between a bug and a defect? Okay. So defect is more of a technical term when you're using, and bug is more of a general term. Okay, so you can say there's a bug, it's a bug in application, and it's a generic term. Okay, the defect is a more of a technical term. We'll be using more into in developers and testers language. You don't say normally, we got a bug. We say got a defect because there's a defect in sense that means you're referring to you have a defect number. That makes sense, right? Because you are documenting that more of a thing. So bug here is really not documented. It's in a generic term. Okay, so that's one of the difference. But there is also another difference. Actually, there are 3 to 4 differences actually. So we'll I'll check on that. So this is a screenshot, and make sure you guys put the screenshot. Okay, so let's fill up all this information here. Okay, now you need to fill up this information. You cannot skip this. Okay, no skipping in this because this is very important. Now we want to, because this will route to a wrong people or wrong person if you are filling any wrong information here. Okay, so you want to do this. So environment, which environment were you working on? So here we'll just put as test environment. So as I told you, right, there are 3 major environments: developer, tester, and production. Okay, there's one more staging, of course, and there can be any number of. Okay, if it's a performance, if it is QA1 and QA2, QA3, and so on. For regression testing, for integration testing, they might have separate environments. Okay, but for simplicity, we'll just put it as 3. So here we are putting this test. Okay. Okay, and what is the priority and severity? Okay, so let's talk about this. So severity, so what is severity? Severity is the impact of bug, right? Because of that bug, what's happening? Okay, what's happening means your test cases are blocked. You cannot proceed with your test cases because it's a very high severity, and you're stopped. Not only you, but whole team is being stopped because of that bug. That could be a scenario. So that is the impact of the bug, how much impact it is creating. So this is related to more QA point of view. Okay, that means is a QA point of view. This is very very severe. Okay, and what is the priority? Priority is sense how soon it can be fixed. Now in the priority you are saying to the developer, please fix this. Fix it as soon as possible. Fix it right now. Okay, fix it. Or if it's low, then we can say low. Yeah, you can fix it anytime. Okay, so that's a priority. You're saying the developer, how soon it should be fixed. Okay, that's a difference between priority and severity. Okay, severity is the impact of bug. Priority is how soon the bug can be fixed. Okay. Now let's go one by one here. So in severity, right? Now there's something called cosmetic. Let's say cosmetic. Okay, let's say cosmetic. Let's talk about this cosmetic. Okay, let's say the cosmetic issues can be anything like spelling mistakes. Maybe you found some spelling mistake here. Okay, Or let's say you found a document in FRD, it's it's a blue color, it's a green color, or this is the color is not, color code is not good. Okay, now those kind of things comes under cosmetic issue. So in that case, you need to open as cosmetic, not as major problem or minor problem. That's not a problem. It's a cosmetic issue. Okay, so you need to be very careful here. Okay, when you're opening, when you're assigning severity here. Okay, so that's a cosmetic. Minor problem. Let's say, minor problem, we take this issue as a minor shipping and handling fee, we take it as a minor problem. Okay, that is a minor problem. So let's say it's major problem. Major problem is something like you have some test cases and, let's say if you're clicking some button and it's not going to the next page. Okay, so let's say, let's take this. So you have test cases beyond this page, this whatever the page is here showing up. But you're not able to access that page. Now that is a major problem. Why? Because whole your test cases are blocked, which is supposed to be there in this web page. There is a web page based on a document. Okay, somebody told you, yeah, you know what, you need to test this, but you're not really can't navigate it and it's showing as error. Now that's called major problem. That's a really major problem. Okay, and crash or data loss, it's a similar production issues. Normally production issues, I take it as crash or data loss because production issues should be handled very carefully. Okay, and the priority goes, as severity. Let's say if it is cosmetic, of course it should be low priority. Now if it is cosmetic, you won't say resolve immediately. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, developer will right away change it, or dev manager will look into this and will change it completely. Okay, so don't even think of doing this. Okay, I'll put cosmetic and I will resolve. That doesn't happen. It will normally goes low. If it is cosmetic, it goes low. If it is normal, it goes normal. If it's a major, it goes high attention, or you can resolve immediately. Okay, or if it is a data crash, it will be a resolve. Okay, so that's how this will be. Priority and severity goes align with what the number. So normally they say, okay, this is Sub 1. Sub 1 in severity 1, Sub 1, Sub 2, Sub 3, Sub 4. That's how they call it. So Sub means severity. 1 means the number they are denoting it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here we'll just put it minor problem. And then this is disabled. That means whenever you're creating this bug, at that time it gets created. So build, if you know the build, you can put the build. If not, check with the lead and put the information. Fixed in build is really not, we don't fill this information. Developer is going to fill this information here, which build is going to get fixed. Sometimes this defect could be deferred, right? Deferred in sense it goes to the next sprint or next cycle, okay, next release. So in that case, we don't know when it will fix. So it's not a responsibility of a developer to modify that value. Target build, if you know it, you can put it verified in build. Of course, developers work. And resolution, once developer fixes, they have to put this resolution. Okay, so they have a lot of options. Architect, sometimes they reject the defect saying there's architecture issue, not my problem, and they will reject it. Now you need to, it's your job to find out the right guy for this defect. Okay, now finding a right developer for your defect is like finding a needle in a haystack. Okay, because developer will do some research. Okay, he or she will be doing, of course, research, and they figure it out. Okay, it's not a Java issue, it's not a JavaScript issue, neither it's a web issue, it's an ETL issue. So now you need to figure it out who is the ETL guy and who was it working on. So that's how sometimes it gets rejected based on this. Okay, if developer is nice, if you're lucky, so they will, what they do, reroute the issue. That means they'll change the name. Instead of their name, they changes to the right guy's name. But not everyone are lucky, right? Not everyone are lucky. So you need to figure it out yourself. So this is job of a developer who will be, putting the resolution. Target date, we know target date. it's 23rd. Yes, 23rd. Release notes. If you have any notes or if it's affecting it, okay. So if you have notes like this is a patch, this is the issue, this is a hard fix, and the hard fix number is there, then you can put it. Otherwise, just leave it. Affects documentation. That means because of that issue, is it causing any document issue? Okay, document has to be changed. Document has to be changed completely, or it has not. It should not be changed. So that's the one you put S or no. Okay. So this you may not really require this point of time, but see, thing might happen. See what happened, right? There was one issue. When I used to work in Barclays, right, there was one issue actually. When I opened it, and it was not fixed for 6 months. Okay, 6 months that issue, that defect was open, and it was not fixed. Now it went for a lot of people actually. It went to high level. It went to director of testers, and again there was a lot of a lot of argument between director of testers and director of developer. Okay, now after that, what they figured out that okay, we change the whole requirement, complete requirement. They changed it. So that's how if you open this issue. Now again, it came back to me after 6 months. Maybe it was 6 to 7 months. It came back to me. So saying that my boss said, hey, you know what, this is done, just fix the issue. No more arguments on that. Okay, so that's how, if it's extra documents, then you can put it or no. So normally it's really not required, but if you know it, you can put it. Salesforce ID, this is if you're working on the third party. Okay, third party in the Salesforce ID, it's normally, if it is there, it's supposed to generate automatically. If not, this is really not required. This will be disabled by your Rally administrator. Okay, if it is there, then they'll add it. If it is not, the whole module they will remove it. Okay, so it's been taken care of Rally administrator. Okay, so once you do that, release, put this particular, the iterations, which iterations, expedite, no. And if you have any notes, you can put in notes here. And once you do that, you can attach the attachments here too. This is the attachment. Once you have completed all this, make sure you change your test case. Which test case does it belongs to? Right? So I use mine, and I just link this. You see this? I just link my test cases here. This is how you do linking in Rally. Okay. And tags, if you want to add tags, so I know this tags, so I'm just using GMO Online. And, okay, good. And tags is really not that much important. It's kind of, when you are searching something, because of this tag, your defect might show up. So that's the reason you use this tag. Okay. Also says which project you're working on. Okay, so that's the use of tag. And once you do that, click on create. And you've done it, done. Now we have successfully created a defect. Okay, any questions so far? So here it says, here you have some information, rank, what is the ID, okay, what is the name of the defect, just a small name information, what is the defect is about, and what is the severity, what is the priority, state you can change it here too, if you're fixed, if it is fixed, the developer changes the name to fix. Actually, you don't have this access to put the fix. It's really, you don't decide is it fixed or not. Developer decides, okay? Or they might reject it. If they have another option, they might reject it, okay? So once it's fixed, you need to retest it. Look at this application again, see if it is good. Once it's good, you close the defect. You can do it right here without opening the defect. Built, if it is the developer changes it, you can change the build here, or if you know the build, you can put it fixed in build, right? Yeah, developer has to do it, because fixing job is a part of the developer. So which build is going to, they have to put it here. And the owner of the defect is developer, and who is submitted, it will be you. Okay, tester. Any questions so far? Okay, so I'll be giving you homework. Make sure you guys found some issues, right? Just try to document it, put it in defect, okay, and assign. Okay, and assign the developer. Okay, and you'll get some idea on how to use this module. Okay, so okay, if no questions, so let's move to the next one. Now we'll talk about this reports. Okay, so this is reports is more little bit more advanced. This is done by the senior QA or a QA lead. Okay, handle this, but we'll just see how does that thing works. Okay, just go to the report section. Once you go, so there are two kinds of reports. One is one is a project level report, another is team level report. Team level report is normally handled by the manager. They will look into it. So who is doing what, who is, how many issues you have opened. Okay, so all this will be monitored. Okay, everything will be monitored when you go there. Okay, your boss will be looking everything what you're trying to do. So they will be actually looking into your work, how good you are doing, how many issues did you open. See, that's the important thing. As a QA, as a software tester, you have to open, it is not like hard and fast rule like open defects 1 in a day or something like that. But, you have to maintain your efficiency properly. If you're dropping your efficiency, then, there will be a lot of questions on you. Okay. So that's how they, pull out reports. So let's see here. So there are many reports. Here, this is normally project level report. And if you see this, there's a lot here, iteration burn down, iteration burn up. Here, let's check it out once. I don't know if it's working. Let's use this. So this shows how many defects I have for this one, right? And let's say if your boss wants this report, QA lead, documents this and sends, or it can be sent directly from here. Let's see here. Let's say this is the report. Okay. Email. So just go to this. Just go to page tools, which is located in the right corner. Okay, right upper corner. So you do this. Click on email and put the name whom you want to email. And so do this, send it an email. So if you want to add your recipient or don't add it, click on send. So this is how you can send a report to your boss. So your boss requests this report. Hey, you know what? Just send this report to me by end of the today. By this today, I want this report. So in that case, you can send. This is one way of doing it. Okay. You have an option here. Send an email. So that should be good. There could be report which is really not here, right? This is everything is visible, but it's it's not really, it's not supposed to be. It's not necessary. It has to be here, right? So what you can do is you can customize your own report. Okay. Now, if you click on Add New, which is located in upper right corner. And here you can classify your own reports. Let's say you want to see what kind of data you want to see, right? You want to see work items or task, or what is the work item you're looking for. And then you can add multiple columns. And then how do you want to break it through, right? How do you want to see through that? And you can use this one. You want to break it to severity. That means you want to report number of work items, which is based on severity or based on iterations. Okay, once you're done, you can add filters. Okay, use that filter because you don't want blocked in that. You don't want creation date or something. Just and then run it. Once you run it, you get the report. Okay, that's how you can create your customized report. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so here, this is how you know your boss will be getting email, and this is how you can send a report. But unfortunately, not all of this can be sent through email. Okay, not all of this. So this is we're lucky because this is in this report section. I don't think you can send an email if you are using customized report. And what you have to do is you need to generate that PDF. Okay, generate that in the PDF, save it in your desktop, and then you need to attach the email and send it. Does it make sense? So here, so let's see here. Okay, so these are like project level reports. These are all about project level reports. Let's see here our team level reports. Let's say your boss told your lead. So let's say you're a lead, QA lead, right? Now lead has to perform additional duties than the normal people, right? They have to perform additional duties. So let's say your boss told, hey, you know what? Give me this report. 10 people join you. Okay, I want this report for 2 weeks. What they are trying to do, what they have done, how many issues they have opened, how many we are working on. So we want report. So in that case, you just go to here, and as you want to go to test cases, and what you want to do, go to the action. Okay, which is located in right upper corner, and print report. Now this is something which you cannot send through email. That was easy. We send it through email, but this is you cannot send through email. So what you want to do is you can leave this by default, and you want to include you can include this and then print. Okay, once you do that, go to print option, which is located upper upper right corner, and this is, so if you're using Chrome, that's good because Chrome helps you to save the PDF, right? You see this PDF, and go ahead and click on save. Go to the desktop, report. Now let's look into this. Now this is what your boss gets a report. So who is doing what? This is, look at this owner. Your name will be here, right here. What you are trying to do, you cannot hide from here. Okay. Now everyone tries to hide when I'm giving homework. Now nobody wants to put their name. But when you are working here, you really cannot hide because here your name shows right here. So they'll catch you immediately what you're trying to do. Okay. After somebody deleted my my report, my actually the test case, and once you do that, the right away shows up here. Okay, so you cannot hide it. Who has not deleted? You cannot. Okay, so here that's your name shows right here. Okay, and this is what you were working on. It shows what you were working on, and this is a document. What you're luckily if you have put the document there, look into document. Okay, good. You know what? We have this document, so it shows what you are trying to do. Okay, somebody asked some question, right? So I don't think I get this question, properly. So you don't write, write test cases from the requirement which does not have any defects. No, it's not like that. You write it. Of course, you write it test cases for which the requirement has not been tested, not defects. Okay, it's nothing to do with defects. Okay, you write test cases based on requirement, right? What is the requirement? What are you trying to do? And that requirement is obviously is not tested. That's why they are trying to tell you to write test cases, right? If it has been tested and if there are no defects in this, of course they will not give you to you, right? Of course that will go into different section. They might perform UAT on that, or they might perform regression on that, or they might perform something else with that particular requirement. But if you are getting some requirement and you need to write test cases, obviously it's been like it's not tested. That's why they are giving to you. Okay, and you need to make sure you open defect. Okay, this is not like hard and fast rule like one defect per day, or one defect per week, but I would say you need to at least keep moving. If you keep moving, that means if you keep opening defects, constantly. If you're working constantly, then there is no reason to question you, right? So nobody will tell you, hey, why you didn't do this? Okay, because you keep on opening defects and they keep on, your name shows up here. Okay, you have opened 2 defects today, tomorrow you have opened 3 defects, so keep on showing the name, so they'll say, okay, you're doing the work. And if you're having all these documents properly, all the documents documented, they'll check it out, they'll download it, check it out how you're doing the work, and they really don't have any reason to question you because you're doing good. Okay, that's how you need to maintain. Okay, you need to keep on doing properly. And as I told you, there's nothing like perfect application, right? If you have tested this once, then again there will be issues at the end of the day. Okay, so you need to keep because you see here's the thing: there's a developer and there's a tester, right? Now developer does as a even if they do testing, they will do as a business perspective. That means code. If the code is good, they'll look into it. But a tester does at the user perspective. User, as a perspective of user. Okay. Now that's the reason we need to be very careful here. Okay. So this is the report, and this will straight away go to your boss, saying that who is doing that. So they'll figure it out. If you have not written test cases, they'll just figure it out. Your name doesn't show up here, and they say you hired from 2 weeks, and you have done nothing. No writing test cases, no opening defects. Okay, then you'll be straight away getting so many questions. Why have you not done this? Does it make sense? So that's how so don't think that you can get skipped. Okay, so here you are getting skipped because everyone has the same owner name, right? So that's why I don't know who is writing, I don't know who is doing what, so you can get skipped. But in real time, obviously you cannot get skipped because all this, your name will be showing up right here. And they will check each and everything of you. What have you been writing? How many test cases you have been writing here? And what you are trying to test. So all this is documented and just go straight away to the email, to your boss. Any questions? So that's how you can create on defects. I'm sorry, on the test cases. And this is the document on test cases. So the similar way, so somebody asked a question, right? Is the rally good for only web applications or client server application? Yeah, that's right. The third thing is correct. It doesn't matter because rally is used in agile perspective as agile. You can use technically you can use Jira, you can use Rally, you can use HPLM. You know what? You can use any tool which is there in the market. Okay, doesn't matter. But the point is, okay, how how good you are doing this test case. So this Rally is just one of the two. So it's not necessary that just because you know Rally, you have to use only Rally at a place. Now here, that's nothing like that. Okay, because a lot of things will be completely different, completely new. Okay, because here you are using Rally, there you might be using something else. which even I don't know, but similar things will be same. Okay, test cases, writing test cases, executing test cases, and reporting defects. Those all things will be similar. But the way of doing this, sometimes the module is here, then for a new tool it might be here or somewhere else. Okay, so but that doesn't matter. Okay, so here let's take out a report for this defect section. So far we have done for test cases. So now your boss gets an email from the QA lead that what are you trying to do these days? Okay, so now they also try to see how many defects have you opened so far. So now that's good. Now how you do this? You have this option, import and export. Click on that, which is located in the right upper corner. And see here, you can use this as a print option, or I would export to CSV. And let's see, this only one defect, right? Let's use a different one. Let me use a better. Some people have done so. Let's use this. So we'll go to here. Okay, good. This has good defects. Okay, now 10 defects. That's good. Now what I'll do is I'll see here you have two options here. Either export to CSV or print. Okay, print is really not that important. We'll see here, because you can print it, save it in PDF. That's fine. The usage of the defects will be utilized a little bit different here. Okay, go to the export to CSV. Once you have exported that into CSV, now what they try to do is that sometimes they try to use the CSV. Let's see here. CSV is comma separated value, and it's open in Excel. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, so here when you have this options, right, you know now what your lead will be doing is, they'll be handling, okay, who opened these defects? They will be looking at, and what kind of defects are these? Okay, they'll be looking into it, and let's say here to organize this work, which build is belonging to who has submitted it and who is the owner of that defect, right? Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so here, so they'll be looking into this. Your lead will be looking into it, and they'll look at this. Okay, who will be, who are submitted these defects? 3-4 members who have been submitting these defects, and how many defects you have been. So this is good, because here they will track all this. Okay, so now if you are opening it, not too many. Like I would say, if your name shows up here and there now and then, it's good. Now they will see, okay, you have open defect. Okay, so they will not very good. Because if defects, if you're opening too many defects and you know the application is really broken and it's really in very bad shape, and you're opening so many defects, now that's really problem for them, not for you, because they have to fix that issue because you're opening too many defects, right? And really they can't do anything to you, because if these defects get fixed, let's say the state is open fixed. So these are pretty huge amount of defects. Okay, these are like 10 defects almost. Okay, and now if you have opened these many, and this has to get fixed, and you are the one who will be testing it again. Okay, so that's the reason you will not get a question saying that, hey, you know what are you doing? You will not get such questions from your boss, because they will not say anything to you until these are fixed. Because if they do anything, and or if if you say no, I don't like my job, and if you leave it, they are in trouble, because nobody is there to fix this, test this. Okay, so they're not going to say anything. So that's the reason, right? The more you open defects, the better, you will be in good shape. But that doesn't mean that you have to open for everything, right? You need to make sure that's a valid defect, and really not like you guys email me, that's really, those are really not an issues. You need to really find issues like, copyright license, no trademark. So these are kind of issues, right? Shipping and handling fees, and billing information. So these kind of issues you need to open out. Okay, so that's how they track it, and this whole document will be going to your boss, and your boss reviews this document, sees what you have to do with this defect. Because if you're opening these many defects, that's not even good for them, because they'll change the whole way of doing the work. Okay, so make sure you need to align with whatever they are trying to change it. Okay, so this is CSV file, and okay, so this is how you need to open defects. Does it make sense? Yeah, I used to open like almost 6 defects, because in 1 week I've opened like 6 defects, and they were, those guys are, they still keep rejecting it, but they cannot reject everything, right? Even if you're opening that amount, okay, and they cannot reject everything now, because if that get question from audit review, if I have opened all this documented, right, they will, in the audit, they will view this, so they will directly question the developer, saying that why this was rejected. If they don't have proper explanation, or they're in trouble. Okay, so that's the reason, right? They, even if if you're good, if you're really good at this opening defects and submitting it, even if they reject it for everything, they cannot reject everything, because they have to fix it. Okay, and if they have to fix it, they have to get it a long chain of email. A lot of people involved, right from business, project manager, okay, developer, tester. A lot of people will be involved in email chain saying what to do with this. Okay, there was almost involved like 20 people, and they didn't even figure it out what to do with it. So that's not good. Okay, so and at the end of the day, they rejected the debate, saying that okay, no, we cannot fix it. So okay, so even if you open defects, you need to make sure, okay, it gets fixed. Any questions so far? So I'll be giving homework on this defect. Make sure you guys do it. Okay, and so okay, so people who guys didn't do this homework, or never got a chance. Okay, of course it was first time. Okay, it took a little bit time for you to understand this application. I know there are people from a lot of backgrounds, okay, different thing. So I'll be giving you one more homework. So in that, that will be a different, completely new application, but the same thing you have to do. That's functional testing, and and I don't think I'll be giving a lot of time for this. Maybe 2 days, and hopefully, people who didn't get a chance can can try this one. So you'll get a better idea how to test an application. So yeah, somebody asked a question also too, right? That let's see here, that they wanted another tool, access for this another tool. So I'll be giving you access for this Jira tool. So this is also a test management tool, and we'll talk about this. Okay, we'll just go through this. We'll figure it out how to work on this. And the reason of giving you different tools, making you understand with the different tools, because you need to get the used to of this user interface. This user interface is good. Now you like it. You know how to do it. It's easy. Suddenly, if a new user interface shows up, you don't know what to do. So that's the reason of giving 2 to 3 tools, so that you will get used to this, and you can, even if there's a new thing at workplace, you can do it without any difficulty. So that's the main aim, using 2 to 3 tools. Because at the end of the day, we're using only one tool, but nobody knows what tool it will be. Sometimes the client itself don't know what tool they're using, because they will, sometimes they say, okay, we are getting this new tool here to the project, and everybody should know that tool. Okay, so that's happened. So in that case, since you know how the functionality of the tool, how you work, you'll be having a better idea. Okay, so not tomorrow, Monday. So Monday we'll go through. Let's see here. Okay, so Monday we'll go through this various documents. Okay, we will talk about this document, and also I'll be giving access for the Google Drive. Okay, make sure you use it. I mean, make good use of it. Okay, and try to understand all these documents. So this, this is a little bit different. So no, this is like always, like they say, like, no, this was class is boring. They don't understand anything. Okay, so because this is theoretical point of view, this is no software. So you cannot say. So somebody asked me, hey, can you give me access to SDLC? No, that's not something to do, because that's really not a software. This is the framework where you will be doing. So we will go through this, all the documents, and we'll try to understand it. This is theoretical point of view. No software. So far we were dealing with software, but we'll try to understand this documentation part too. Documentation and the framework. Framework in sense, when you're at work, there's a policies, there's a procedure how you do the work based on the company. Company has its own policies and procedure, right? So that's how we call it SDLC, STLC, and bug life cycle. How you actually follow the rules. Okay, so that's all the framework here. Okay, so we'll go through that on Monday. Okay, any questions so far? So I would recommend, see, here's the thing, the people who said like I don't understand this, I would recommend to go through this recordings. If you don't, I understand this is not good audio. So in that case, I'm sending you better audio quality. I, you can go ahead and click on, use this. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Okay. Now some people already, told that, yeah, I'll go through this recording and then reach out. That's good, because once you go through this and understand what you're trying to do, you might have some module questions or something which you don't understand. That is, then I can explain you, because once if you have some idea, it will be a better for you to get remaining understanding, because everything is already documented, right? It's already in the video, so you can just look into this. Okay. Okay, if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.